Hey guys, it's Aislinn, and in today's video, we're going to be trying a new lightener from Arctic Fox. And if you didn't notice, I did cut my hair, and I cut it on live with you guys, and you guys helped me tremendously. So I will leave a link to that live up here in the corner in case you want to check it out. I just was like, I already have so many videos of me cutting my hair. Let me like go live and hang out with you guys. We can cut it together and chill, and you guys can help me, and you guys were a tremendous help. So I appreciate you guys so much. My hair looks so much thicker now. It looks so much healthier, and it's now starting to get one length. So I'm very, very happy about that. But on to today's video, we are going to be trying this new lightener. So Arctic Fox already had like a bleaching kit, and I tried that on my channel years ago, like 2019 maybe, or 2020 I tried that. And it was like a cream oil based lightener, and it came with a developer in the kit. This is different. They have these little packets you can get, or you can also get like tubs of the lightener, and it's actually pretty affordable. And they also have two different powder options. They have the blue powder bleach, and then they also have white powder bleach. I just grabbed the blue one because I feel like I always prefer blue over like white bleach. So I went ahead and I grabbed 2 packets. Now they're just selling the bleach. They are not selling developer because I went to go grab like the volume of developer that I use to bleach my hair. They don't offer any developer on their website, only if you get the kit that they released a long time ago, the Bleach Please kit that has the 35 volume included in the kit. So I'm going to be using my own developer with this today. So on the back it says, for on scalp application, mix powder with 1 to 1.5 ratio or 1 to 2 ratio, which is my absolute favorite. I love mixing lightener a 1 to 1.5 ratio, so 1 part lightener, 1.5 parts of developer. And it also says if you're putting this on the scalp, use volume 6 through 20, and then if you're doing off scalp application, use volume 6 through 30. So if you are doing on scalp application, it only recommends that you use a 20 volume developer, like that's the highest you should go. If you're doing foils or balayage, it says you can go up to 30 volume. So it basically says mix it up, apply it onto your hair, check it every 5 to 10 minutes for the desired lightness, and it says process up to 50 minutes. It doesn't say anything on the front or on the back of the package that talks about bond builders or agents they put into the lightener that's going to protect your hair. It just seems like a very standard lightener. I'm going to check their website real quick because sometimes, most of the time, websites and instructions and directions on there are different than they are on the package. So let me check that real quick. So these packs start at $4.95, and then the 8.8 ounce tub retails for $19.95, and that's before you use somebody's coupon code. So if you're gonna purchase from Arctic Fox, definitely Google somebody's coupon code that you can use to save yourself some money. Okay, so on the website, it does have way more information than on the pack. So on the website, it says ditch the brass and achieve your icy blonde dreams with our brand new blue powder bleach. This isn't your average bleach. It's a professional grade lightening powder that lifts hair up to 9 levels for platinum perfection. Our quick acting formula minimizes processing time, making it perfect for both bleach bosses and bleaching newbies. So the only difference between the blue bleach they just released and the white bleach they just released is the blue or the white color. It says the white bleach is an OG formula, provided crystal clear visibility during lightening for even application and perfect results. And then the blue powder bleach says banish brass with this innovative bleach that has built-in anti-yellowing pigment. So there's a difference between the two. It didn't say anything about added benefits or bond builder into the bleach. It seems like a very standard bleach that you would get at like Sally Beauty. And I'm gonna mix up my lightener with 20 volume developer because that's normally what I use to lift my regrowth. Here's what it looks like mixed up, and honestly it doesn't have a scent to it. It smells like a normal lightener. So like I said, I do have quite a bit of regrowth, but I used a color remover and it did lift my roots. So they're kind of like a super brassy orange gold color right now. Let me take my hair down and I will show you. So here's what my roots are looking like. We have that brassy orange, and then at my very, very root area, you can see my natural color starting to grow in a little bit. All right, we got my hair divided into 4 sections. I'm gonna start applying at the top of my head because last time I started in the back. I'm trying to rotate where I start the application so that way I don't keep getting like the same breakage in the same spots. Here we go, guys. I'm gonna try and avoid dragging this down. I also made sure not to wash my hair recently. I did wait and try and accumulate some oils on my scalp so that way we can try and you know, go gentle on my scalp and on my hair a little bit. On the lightener, it did say to apply on unwashed hair. So it seems like it's wanting you to apply it on semi-dirty hair anyway. We're gonna see if this is gonna help fade out any of that blue and pink. Honestly, I didn't expect this blue to stick around this long. I'm kind of shocked that it's staining my hair this badly. I haven't resorted to like Joico color eraser or Schwarzkopf color remover or anything like that. I've literally just used like the more gentle solutions. So maybe touching up my roots today will help some of that blue come out. So right away with the lightener, I'm noticing it's not super smooth. It has chunks in it. Let me get a close up. You guys can see how like textured that is, right? It's not like clumpy, like there's clumps of unmixed lightener in there, but it's like, it's almost looks like textured. There you guys can see it, like the bumps in it. Can you guys see all of the lumpiness in it? It's not big globs. It's like almost little granules in there. You guys can see it on my scooper too. It's just like very textured and not the most smooth lightener at all. It's kind of grainy. That's the best way. It's grainy. So far, I'm not a fan of the texture. It's just not smooth at all. Whenever I mix up my Schwarzkopf lightener, it is so smooth and it's not clumpy at all. Maybe like them releasing their own developer would help with that. It also is feeling a little bit dry. So if you're gonna mix it up, I would mix it up a 1:2 ratio because again, I did opt for the 1 to 1.5 ratio. Maybe mixing it with a 1:2 ratio would help it not feel so like dry. I will say the smell is pretty mild. It doesn't smell overwhelming or like super powerful. It's not gonna like take your breath away or anything like that. They definitely did not add any fragrance or any scent to the lightener, which honestly I can go one way or the other. I don't really care if lightener has a scent or not. Bond Bar lightener at Sally Beauty, they're like, it's a gray lightener. It works so well and it has such a nice fragrance. It's definitely the best smelling bleach I've ever tried. It also just works amazing. So if you are looking for a new lightener that works well, I would try the Bond Bar lightener because that's been my favorite so far that I've tried at Sally Beauty. And it's also super smooth when you mix it up. It's not chunky or anything. I'm not sure if they sell these at Sally Beauty or not. I think that they probably should because they sell Arctic Fox at Sally Beauty. But I'm not sure if the lightener is available in stores or not, because like they sell XMONDO in stores, but it's only select things. Like they only sell select hair care and stuff. So I don't know if Arctic Fox is the same way or not. I'm also curious to see if this lightener is going to swell a bunch. I had some people asking like what that meant in my last bleaching video. So basically when a bleach swells, normally once you apply it, you'll see the bleach start to swell, and where you applied it, your roots will become like puffy. And basically when the lightener starts swelling, if I apply it here and it starts swelling, it's gonna swell down and it's gonna cross over to this area down here that you've already lightened. So a lot of people are not a fan of swelling and they try to get lighteners that don't swell because obviously if you find a lightener that's not gonna swell, it's not gonna be as possible for breakage. If a lightener is swelling, you have a much more possibility of hair breaking off and overlapping on those areas. Even if I applied this extremely precisely and it did not cross over to the blonde section that has already been bleached, if a lightener swells while it's processing, it's gonna creep down over that line. And I feel like most lighteners swell. It's hard to find one that doesn't swell. I will say there's definitely a big difference between a little bit of swelling, which I feel like is pretty normal and standard, and the bleach swelling a lot. Like you'll see it start to get like poofy on your scalp and there'll be like air holes. It's honestly crazy how much bleach can expand. I'm always trying to find a lightener that doesn't swell a bunch. A little bit of swelling, again, don't really have an issue with, but if it's swelling to the point of my scalp being like bubbly and like when I look at my scalp, it's visibly puffed up like phloem, then it's like, okay, maybe not the best for people who are going in for regular touch-ups because it's gonna keep swelling over the area that you've already lightened and it's probably gonna cause some breakage. Yeah, I can definitely feel the dryness as I'm like pulling it apart and everything. It just feels a little bit dry. I can feel it starting to swell too. As I'm applying this section, you'll probably see this section start to expand a little bit, and at my root area, it's gonna get more puffy. I'm actually gonna put a little bit more developer in here because it's a little bit too dry for me. It's making the application process a little bit more difficult, so I'm gonna add some more developer in here. I feel like I'm pretty particular when it comes to lighteners, just because I've tried so many. Like I've literally tried almost every single lightener that Sally Beauty has to offer. I try them, I test them for you guys all the time. And I'm pretty picky with lighteners because I've tried ones that are so good and the standard is set so high for the ones that I love. So whenever I try a lightener and it doesn't hit those same marks that my favorite lightener hits, it's obviously for me gonna be like, I'm not gonna use this on myself regularly, because why would I use a bleach that's like subpar and like average when I could just use my normal lightener that I love. My favorite lighteners that I've tried are from Sally Beauty is the Bond Bar lightener. I really like that lightener. It did a great job at lifting my regrowth. It also already has bond enforcing properties in it, so you don't have to buy another step to add into the lightener. It's already in there for you. They also have dedicated developer, so you're using like the same brand for the developer and for the lightener. So that's my favorite from Sally Beauty. My favorite professional lightener is Schwarzkopf Blonde Me. I love that lightener. Again, has a built-in bond enforcing agent in it, and you can also buy obviously the dedicated developer. And then I also really love Danger Jones lightener. That's one of my other favorites. Both of those are professional and I don't think you can get them on Amazon anymore, but I'm really glad that Bond Bar came out with a lightener because I really like that one, and you guys can get your hands on it, which is awesome. Okay, we're almost done with this section. All right, so I'm gonna pull this down, and as I pull it down, we're gonna check the top area where I started applying it, and you guys will probably be able to see the swelling happen. Yeah, definitely a lot of swelling has occurred. So let me kick this shit into high gear and hurry up and apply this because it's lifting very quickly. So I'm gonna turn around, do the back 2 quadrants of my hair, and then I'll be right back once I have everything finished. All right, you guys, I have everything applied. I set my timer for 50 minutes, but I'm gonna check it every 10 and see how it's lifting. I think this front section is honestly already ready to be rinsed off, so I might rinse the front area before I rinse off the back. But let me show you the perfect example of swelling. So here you guys can see the lightener is extremely swelled up. So let me mix it around. Can you guys see how like airy it is? It isn't super dense anymore. It's like fluffy. Another thing I noticed as the lightener was sitting, it is no longer like lumpy and clumpy. It smoothed out quite a bit, so it's like extremely smooth now. So once it starts swelling, those crystals I realized kind of like diminish and it's all like very smooth now. So while I'm waiting for this to process, I'm gonna go back through, check everything, make sure I didn't miss any sections, and I will be right back once I have this washed off to let you guys know my final thoughts, and we're gonna see how my hair feels. You can even see right up here, you see how much like more swollen and bigger this area of my hair is where I first applied it, and it kind of deflates when you press on it. So this lightener is swelling a lot. This might be like one of the most swelling lighteners I've used. It's puffed up quite a bit. So I'm gonna let this finish processing and I will be right back so we can see how well this lifts my hair. I just went through and I cross-checked everything. As I was going through, I realized the areas that were bright pink that the bleach had touched, it's coming out. And I was like, should I put a color remover on it? Should I not put a color remover on it? We're putting a color remover on it. I apologize in advance if this upsets any of you. I mixed up some Schwarzkopf color remover. It is bond enforcing. I mixed it with 10 volume and with a little bit of Zero Lift developer. So I did 10 volume with a splash of Zero Lift just to dilute it even more. So here's what it's looking like. We're gonna apply it on my hair right now. I'm gonna comb through and like try and not get it on the sections that don't have pink. We're gonna see how successful this is. I'm just gonna go through, and you know what? I just cut my hair. This is diluted color remover, so it's fine. It's fine, right? My hair can handle a little more, right? This one I'm just putting in the mid shaft area. Like some of these are like pink, but like so light pink. I don't really think they need it that badly. This piece right here, this chunk, no, she's in need of some bond enforcing color remover if I say so myself. I don't know if this is going to work at all. It might not work. I'm only gonna leave this on like 10 minutes because the lightener is about done. The back is still a little bit yellow, so the back part of my hair still needs a little bit of lifting. So this is only gonna be on that amount of time on my ends. I'm also going through with the blue pieces. Oh God, it just looks like it keeps getting brighter and brighter, you guys. Anytime I put bleach on this pink, it's just like amplifying it and making it more fluorescent again, I swear. It is, in fact, not coming out of my hair. It's absolutely not coming out. All right, you guys, I'm gonna let this sit in my hair like maybe 5 minutes, and I'll be right back to show you guys the finished results, which is probably not gonna be any different than it was before. All right, you guys, I am back. Here is how my hair turned out. I just rough dried it a little bit. I didn't wanna spend a lot of time putting a bunch of heat on it, but I did get it dry at the root so you guys can see how my hair lifted. And of course, the pink is still here and she's thriving and she's still pretty vibrant for everything I have done to try and get rid of her. Definitely looks more vibrant in real life than on camera. The blue did fade quite a bit, but we still have some pink and blue in my hair. But here's what it's looking like, and look how well my roots lifted. They are like a bright white. Overall, this lightener kind of lands in the middle for me. It's not the best. It's also not the worst I've tried. I feel like it's just like an average lightener that you would pick up at Sally Beauty. If you're gonna go through the trouble of buying it online, I would recommend getting a different lightener. And if you're already going into Sally Beauty to pick it up, I would grab the Bond Bar lightener over this one. It did swell a bunch, and also it was like granulated. So those are the two downsides. The positives are it did not make my hair feel like shit. It didn't make my hair feel dry and gummy and like straw. And also, it did not make my scalp irritated. It did not tingle my scalp at all. It was like very gentle and mild on my scalp. Definitely a middle of the line type of bleach. I will leave it linked in the description down below in case you guys want to try it for yourself. I'll spin around and show you the back of my head too. It is damp back there, so it's going to look a little bit like darker and more yellow than like the front area right here. Here's the back. Like I said, it did a really good job at lifting my roots. You can see how even and pretty it lifted. That is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out my Instagram. The link to that is in the description down below. I post way more of my everyday life on there. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.